It's All-Star Week here in the SBF. I am Jeffrey John, and I'm going to be calling this Pro League All-Star game with you. Co-commentators tonight are Kenneth Michaels.
Glad to be here.
And Bean Chef.
I am Bean.
All right, and they're both here.
We're here.
What a great start to this game. As Team Kyrie will be wearing the yellow and Team Levi Mcneil will be in the blue in this one. There's Kyrie, team captain, up top, guarded by the opposing team captain, Levi. What a burner there. Beat by him.
Oof.
Left hand. Kyrie Allen is so fast. Here's
What confidence to pull that up.
Jamarius Randall passing it down. Jacoby Taylor. Levi Mcneil picked up Jacoby Taylor because they were former teammates, and Levi loves him. Bean, how do you feel seeing Jacoby out here in the All-Star game? Kyrie hits a three!
Woo!
Great. I'm glad for him. Yeah, I'm glad.
And
I think it gives me a lot of nostalgic vibes to see those two back together.
absolutely, I love it. And I also love seeing Jay Blinko out there as a starter. Levi Mcneil, of course, drafted Jay number one in the All-Star draft because they are teammates in A-Town. So, I mean, that just makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Jay Blinko, one of 4 rookies in this game. And he's a starter as well. Do you want to speak a little bit about why Jay is being so successful right now in the league?
Well, Jay is competing. There's talks of MVP Jay Blinko, and he is leading the league for Rookie of the Year. And the reason that he's immediately being so successful in the SBF is because his game translated perfectly from the NCAA. In the NCAA, he wasn't exactly being considered for all the honors that he is in the SBF because it was a different game. But we could see that his ability to assist, rebound, and play defense and do all the nitty-gritty things at an exceptionally high level is exactly what we're looking for in the pros rather than in the NCAA where it's about more flashiness and shooting threes and athleticism.
And does only 4 rookies, what does that say about this rookie class? Is that a good thing or a negative thing?
Bad thing.
I definitely think it's a good thing. Because what it shows is that we, A, have a very good crop of stars, and B, that we had 4 potential breakout guys this season immediately making an impact for their teams, showing off what the top of next year's draft could do for young teams that have maybe not put together a good roster so far.
And that's what I'm saying, and I agree with that point 100%. For anybody that thinks that this game should be full of user players, well, where's the grind? I mean, if you're going to come right out of college and instantly be considered an all-star in the Pro League, maybe that means the Pro League is too weak. So I think having 4 players is honestly the perfect amount. I wouldn't want any more. I wouldn't want any less.
And it's especially better because those 4 players who are in, I feel like definitely have earned it with their performances so far.
Absolutely. These guys are the focal points to their team. Josh Allen is going to be coming off the bench for Team Kyrie. He is dominating in the scoring department. Jay Blinko is a walking triple-double. You have Steve Carter, who's leading the Dragons to a very successful season. And then the 4th person that made it, surprised everybody, that's Kenneth Michaels. He's an all-star after being considered a very terrible NCAA player last season.
Yeah, almost considered as not even a first-round potential pick. Got picked up late and then outperformed everybody's expectations and has gotten better as the season has gone along.
And look at that block from Jay Blinko to reach his hand in there and stop that extreme alley-oop. On the stat sheet, Jay got a block for that. But in actual basketball talks, you can't measure everything that just did. It led to an easy bucket on the other end. It led to Team Levi getting some momentum. Jay Blinko makes those type of plays that you can't even measure everything that he brings to the table.
And I think that's the interesting part, is that it's getting a lot more recognized in the pro game. You're seeing that when you look at those nitty gritty guys, those guys who are doing the stuff that don't show up in the box scores, that does tend to hurt their value a little bit, and that's why I have to give credit for the Assassin's GM for recognizing that and increasing his value in the draft.
There's Ulf Sundin coming in, the only person representing Charm City in this one. Ulf gets a quick, easy bucket, and that's exactly why Levi picked him up.
And Ulf is absolutely the franchise for the Talons. Talons making it clear that they want to build around him, and he's trying to show why here, except for that posterization. Not exactly the defense that he's the franchise for. On the other end.
Jawan Quinn leading the Stallions right now to the best record in the league. Blowing by the layup. Jawan Quinn, nothing flashy about this man. Just gets the job done.
We got Kenneth Michaels and Ulf Sundin standing next to each other, two of my favorites.
Yep, Jordan Harrison, Michael Self coming in off the bench. That's nasty. Like, could you imagine this coming off
Wow.
Pro League? If I'm a Hoop Stars fan, I'm nervous right now. I just watched Michael take that fall, and I'm like, whoa, big fella. This game is not everything. We're in it for more. Do not hurt yourself.
And he's going all out for the fans this game. You gotta love that if you're a fan.
Michael Self has no other speed than 100%, as you see right there, as he makes Kenneth Michaels look like a little...
What were you gonna say?
You didn't hear the mic cut out.
It did.
No, I stopped talking. I tried to make it sound like it cut out.
Oh no, I was trying to give you plausible deniability for the recording.
Oh, then yeah, it did cut out. Here goes Reggie O'Brien going to work on Kenneth Michaels. Can't get it. Saris Knight pulls it down.
Reggie O'Brien, one of the OGs in the league, consistently been one of the best players in the SBF.
Yes, he has.
Except for that one season with the Talons.
Not seen... There's a deep three from Ulf.
That's what he does.
I have not seen Steve Carter come in. I want to see some Steve Carter in this game. And there's another dunk from... Oh! Michael gets blocked from Michaels. Michael blocked from Michaels.
It's a lot of Mike.
Alright, Bean, give us your analysis. What do you think about the Pro League right now? The future stars, the current stars, the teams. What? Just give us some general Bean thoughts.
Okay. I think all in all that...
The way you answer that, it's like, okay, I didn't think I was going to have to talk, but I guess.
I know.
Alright.
I was just sitting here minding my own business.
On commentary.
Yeah, I know. But so I think the Pro League is, I think it's heading in a good direction. I mean, we have great old players that have been there a long time, but we're starting bringing some new bucks that are making an impact in this league. So I like it, and especially as a GM, like all the GMs, you just have to like the direction that the SBF is going.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Perfectly worded. Here comes Ulf Sundin now.
Doesn't normally dribble this much. And that's why.
Ulf gets monster swatted. Oh, this
tried to catch everyone off guard, going for the one-hand jam. That did not work.
Opportunity to see all these guys on the floor at the same time. We don't get this any other time of the year. I love these types of games because you got
Ulf Sundin's catchphrase is, "I can see the rim from here. Let's go."
You can see players like Ulf, just they don't change no matter who their teammates are. And that right there is why Bobcat basketball is exciting. Josh Allen is shooting at an elite level this season. But
he has not turned it off since college, and he's actually gotten better since he was the dominant player in that championship win from from that Florida Gators team that was so good.
some people look at these All-Star games and they're like, oh, it's just time to relax, take a break. I can tell you this league has some of the hungriest GMs out there, and this is scouting footage. I'm looking at certain players that I know could be on the trade block, like Steve Kabirov. Bean has mentioned multiple times, Kabirov's out there, possibly available. This is your opportunity to say, okay, what does Kabirov look like if he's playing with good teammates? This is your opportunity to look at Saris Knight and say, what does Saris look like if I surround him with a good team?
My whole team's tradable.
So that's why these hungry GMs, they're not just kicking back and relaxing right now. This is game tape. This is footage.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that when you're a GM and you're looking in the NCAA, you're thinking, I'm looking to scout. But you should always be scouting the pro leagues, too. There are always teams that are willing to wheel, deal, and you never know who's going to be in free agency.
I mean, if you've been scouting from the beginning, watching Warrior Cayman games, those teams, entire roster now available. Those players will be out there next free agency. These are guys, you make the wrong choice, and your franchise could be crippled because you'll be salary cap all tied up in the wrong player. You make the right choice, you could be the next Rattlesnakes, where you have such a good offseason that you coast your way to the championship. Last season's two championship teams, the Ballers and the Rattlesnakes, both built via the offseason, via free agency. The Ballers, Rattlesnakes both made so many moves that led to them getting to where they were last year. Ballers tried the same approach this year and destroyed their own team from within.
Yeah, and sometimes you take risks and they get you to a championship game, and sometimes you take risks and it propels you to the top draft pick.
Yeah, and then you trade that top draft pick to a top team.
Or more assets.
That continue. I will say this, though, the Ballers are streaking back. I don't want to admit it because I want that top draft, but the Ballers right now are easily in playoffs, and they're looking to make some noise at this point. Amar Bryant to the Ballers was a huge plus for them. Off a couple screens, Kyrie doesn't take it. He crosses over, driving at Levi, pump fake, kicks it out. Travis Price crossing over at the rim, floats it up, no good. Jamarius Randall pulls it down. Your former MVP, longtime Stingray, Jamarius, from what I heard, was upset that his buddy Bean wasn't in this game. Bean, do you feel you should have been an All-Star?
Yes.
All right.
No.
There you have it.
Oh. I'm biased. I cannot answer that question without being super biased.
You don't have to be unbiased. You can just answer the question.
Yeah, I think this game is rigged.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'd prefer you answer a little differently, but
sure. No, it's not rigged. Do I think Bean? Yeah. I mean.
Oh, Shane Kerrigan putting Jacoby on a poster.
Bean hasn't done anything, so technically he shouldn't be in this game.
Bean and Josh Allen are like leading rookies in points per game.
Yes, but I mean, like as like a team, like the Stingrays, they've gotten worse.
Yeah.
So I think that hurts Bean a lot.
But as an individual player, the rate that he's shooting threes and the amount that he's actually making is ridiculous.
I mean, but let's talk about this. So in Michigan, Bean had some good stats, right? Bean looked like a good prospect, right?
Yep.
Michigan sucks. Now in the pros, Bean's got good stats. He's looking like a really good player, right?
And
he's
a terrible team.
The bottom line is no matter where Bean goes so far, the team stinks. So, with that being said, has Bean been unlucky, or does his play style result in losses?
That's definitely going to be an interesting debate because if you were to take two players, for instance, like Jay Blinko and like Bean last year, and you compare just their box scores, you knew nothing about them, you would think that Bean was the much better player. And objectively, because of the award races that Jay Blinko's been a part of, the success of his team, and the increase in his numbers in general, too, you would have to say that he's shown to be better as a pro. And although Bean has gotten better at his strengths, there's not been any more team success there either. So you'd have to think that being on the same team in college and being comparatively worse, or looking comparatively worse, that has to be something about a team winning factor.
And
he does help and contribute his team to his team's wins.
It's called the Bean Chef curse.
is it just a coincidence that Steve Carter was part of a dominating team in college, and now that he's in the pros, the Dragons are the surprise team of the year, and they're playing really good basketball?
Yeah, and the other leader of that team, Josh Allen, is doing wonders for his team as well.
Absolutely. And look at Vern Beard. Ohio's success last season went unnoticed during the regular season. Come postseason time, though, they made it to the Natty. Vern Beard now also on that Dragons team. That Dragons team is building around players that win. And so far, it's working out really well for them. Whereas you
continue.
You see other players like Calvin Reed was also part of that Ohio team. But where he's going, it's not translating to wins. So it's a clear sign that that was Vern Beard's team.
Another that's why I think it's interesting to compare a Blinko to a Shep, because they were both on bad teams and their trajectories went completely opposite once they got to the pros.
Yeah. Kyrie Allen is just so cold-blooded this game. Such a good basketball player. If he ever hits that free agent market, he will be, hands down, the highest paid SBF player of all time. No doubt about that. This guy is a magician. Here comes Mcneil trying to go right at Kyrie. Lays it up, left hand, no good. There's Michael Self with a board. Gets it up. Turner driving, left hand, drops it off to Self. Self very, very conservative. He kicks it back. Calls for it in the paint. Trying to go up strong. Michaels with the double team. Allen, 3-ball. That's good.
Wow.
Levi now down by 6. This should be the last shot of the half, and then we will let you all have exactly what you want, and that is the Charm City Talents halftime report.
And what better way to end than him making a 3?
And there we have it. Back-to-back threes from both teams. Charm City, go ahead. Take it away. Charm City. Kenneth Michaels.
Sorry, we're just having some technical issues. We have the Charm City halftime report right now. If you've been paying attention to Charm City basketball, what we've got going on here is a full-scale rebuild. You have seen us trade away every asset that we've gotten, other trades trying to get draft capital. The only remaining member of this team that looks anything like Tal's basketball is Olson, and for some reason Yuri Kasparov. I don't understand why he's doing somewhat good, but I don't trust him. And I know you don't either. But when we talk about Talon's basketball, you think they shoot threes, they wheel and deal, and they don't make draft picks. Well, now we're turning it around. We've got 7 draft picks in the next 2 seasons. We have a lot of depth to fill, and we've got money to spend in free agency. And if you get on this bandwagon early, you're going to enjoy the ride of Talon's basketball. And that is the Talons halftime report.
Your commentator's smashing a slice of pizza.
All right, so I'll be calling the game for a moment. Hawkins gets the rebound, pushing in transition to Travis Price. Price, he was such a good acquisition when he was traded for by the Rattlesnakes. Won the GM of the year because of that move. Underperforming massively for the Talons and ended up becoming an MVP the very next season. There's the three to extend the lead a little bit for Team Kyrie.
Everybody underperforms for the Talons.
Nope, not all.
We spend a lot of time talking Talon and Tornado basketball during these streams. So let me go ahead and give you guys a chance to hear about Assassin basketball. Okay, we also have multiple draft picks. And we have our future in Levi Mcneil and Jay Blinko. Those two aren't going anywhere. We are building around them. I'm going to come out and say it. Alright, this is breaking news. Assassins are willing to trade anything to get a pick capable of drafting Josh Robinson. The Assassins are full-fledged targeting Josh Robinson in this draft because we put Jay Blinko alongside a big man, a true big man in Ed Payne. I don't think Ed Payne was our future. That's why we moved him away, but I experimented with his play style, and Jay Blinko's stats increased greatly. So that tells me Blinko works better with a dominant, paint-defending, paint beast of a center. So I need to get him that. And that's Josh Robinson. If Josh Robinson's not there, or, I mean, Mike Honcho's been he's been growing on me, especially hearing about these new badges he's buying. We'll see where he ends up at the end of the season. But those are my two targets. Josh Robinson, Mike, those two guys to be a future Assassin, guaranteed.
And that is an interesting point you brought up near the end there. Do you think that we could see maybe a Cedric Collinsworth or a Mike Honcho be talked about on the value level of Josh Robinson? It'd be hard to see any center taken ahead of him. But you have to try to consider. You have to kind of consider it when you see both of their performances in that Blacktop tournament and both of their increased play in the NCAA recently.
Well, one thing that's going to hurt Robinson right now is this, and I don't want to give my scouting strategy away, because what I'm about to say might kill Josh Robinson's draft stock. But think about this. Honcho, 79 or an 80 overall. Robinson, an 88 at the time he played the Blacktop tournament. And Honcho took him to 15 points and could have very easily won that game. What does that say? Because Honcho's very active. When Honcho eventually hits his 90 overall peak, is he going to be better than Robinson? If he's already competing with Robinson when he's 10 overall less?
And that's what you got to think about. And it's kind of a small sample size, and it's a blacktop situation. So maybe he's just not good at blacktop. And you go to the scouting, though, and Mike Honcho is putting up very efficient numbers and getting his team wins. And he's not nearly at the overall that Josh Robinson is, who is also doing that for his team. But like you said, he's doing around the same things, but on a much lower overall.
Because what I like about this center class, I mean, I don't like this center class. I love this center class. I don't think we will ever have a center class this dominant in basketball again if they all declare. Because the big three of Cedric Collinsworth, Mike Honcho, and Josh Robinson, they will be, mark my words, guaranteed SBF Hall of Famers. 100%, not a doubt in my mind. Looking at the way they play, you could throw one of those three on the Talons, and they're going to be successful. They are can't-miss
saying something.
That is saying something. And could you imagine if the Stingrays could get their hands on a Cedric Collinsworth?
Oh my goodness.
The Ballers don't have a pick, so I'm not going to talk Ballers. But let's say the Rattlesnakes get bounced early in the playoffs. Could you imagine if they replaced Santos with a Honcho?
Oh my goodness.
Give Russ Hopkins a Josh Robinson to rebound. Like, the possibilities are endless of where these guys could go. But bottom line is the center class is guaranteed got 3 Hall of Famers in it.
And I think we've got a lot of potential in the mid to late first round with these other centers too. Because you've got players like Sal Q, Joe Murr, who are going to be absolute gems off somebody's bench, in my opinion, in their first season at least.
Now, let me give you the ultimate Sal Q, Joe Murr fit. Could you imagine this? Sal Q, Joe Murr to the Rattlesnakes. Because I said Robinson Honcho would be good there, and I still think they would dominate there. But you got Travis Price, you've got Russ Hopkins, you got Kadeem Wagner, you got Harvey Rodman. All good scorers. And then you've got Sal Q, Joe Murr getting 15 assists at the middle. That could be crazy good.
Yeah, and especially if Sal Q, Joe Murr rounds out the rest of their game, especially on defense, that is an absolute monster fitting.
Now, what about this? Since we're all getting excited with fittings right now, Juan Jose. Could you imagine a better fit for Juan Jose than Charm City?
I was just thinking that myself. Juan Jose would be... Here's the thing about Juan Jose, is a lot of his production depends on what the game plan is. He's a very unselfish player, and he tries to find smart shots, and he's a very good shooter. And when the Charm City game plan is get the ball to the shooters, I think we could see the maximum potential for Juan Jose unleashed.
That's the thing is, like, Juan Jose is going to be successful no matter where he goes because he's rare. This current Juan Jose build, he's an unselfish three-point shooter. That's hard to find. Most three
it really is.
Bean, Bean is a great three shooter, and I'd say elite sniper right now in the league. But you know when he's on the floor, he's going to be taking your shots. With Juan Jose, you can put Juan Jose. Now imagine this fit. This could be absolutely insane. Juan Jose to A-Town. You got Levi Mcneil, who's going to dominate the ball. Drive constantly. Always looking for the kick out, but there's no snipers right now in A-Town. So the kick out's never there. But you got Levi, who's going to drive constantly. And then you've got Jay Blinko, who doesn't want to shoot. He wants to facilitate. Surround that with whatever big man's there. And Juan Jose could be unleashed as a three-point sniper.
Yeah, I think that could also be a match made in heaven. I think that's something that the uniqueness of Juan Jose brings to the table is that it's hard to find a place that he won't fit. There definitely are places that it looks like could absolutely maximize him.
Now, this is one that I'm having trouble with. But where does Otis Bush fit? John Stockton type build, Otis Bush can do everything. He can score for you, he can defend for you, but he's also a master facilitator. But who needs that right now? I'm having a hard time finding that fit because you got the Ballers, who they have too many facilitators, they don't want it. You got the Stingrays, their guard spots are shored up. Bobcats, their guard spots are shored up. You've got the Bullfrogs and the Venom, who are looking to basically rebuild. But do you want to rebuild around a pass-first player? Not really. You normally look for that scoring player to build around. So the list goes on and on, where I could just keep listing teams that don't really need a point guard, which leads me to my next question. With how deep this point guard class might be, is there even room in the league for all of them?
I definitely think there's room in the league for them, and I think it's just very different from the center position because I think that this league is so in search of good centers who have paint presence that it's going to be easier to say, oh, well, this guy's going to fit here, this guy can fit here. Whereas everybody's got their point guards, and that doesn't mean that Otis can't be better than most of these guys. It just might not be year one. Now, when you see somebody take Otis Bush, let's say that he's a mid-round pick or something along those lines, and they've got their playmaker, They trust him to run their offense. You might see Otis Bush come off the bench for a little while, but once you start seeing him increase his player and start to show what he can do, I think it's going to be a matter of time before you start seeing some of these better point guards that get drafted start to replace these guys.
That's the thing, though. Otis is almost maxed already. He's at 85. He's only got 5 overall to go. This is basically what you're going to get from Otis Bush. And I think he could trump most point guards in the league. Like, I think he could take Steve Kabirov's spot in Smashville. I think you could put Otis at the point guard in A-Town and move Levi to the shooting guard. I think the possibilities are endless. But the problem is, who's going to draft it? Who needs a point guard or a guard position so bad that they're going to draft it early? And I don't think that's there.
Well, I think that just kind of goes to my point that because of the centers being so valued, that the point guard position is just kind of devalued because of the cluttered point guards in the league.
Yeah, and that's something I think a lot of people are missing, but I 100% agree. You're going to see players like Yannick Rose potentially go higher than players who are arguably better, like Otis Bush, because Yannick Rose plays a position that people need. Yannick Rose, Ray Cortez, those are the two standouts at small forward. Kiere Prince is on the rise, could be there with time. Hasn't declared yet, so we're not sure if he will be in the pros, but Ray Cortez and Yannick, they have declared. And they're going to be at the top of their positions, and they're going to be at a position that is heavily needed across the league. I can't even name on one hand how many teams could use a good small forward.
Yeah, everybody's also looking for those wing players too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people at the guard positions that have versatility, but a true 3-wing is tough to come by.
All 3 of us right here commentating this game could all use a small forward. All 3 of us. The Bobcats, they could easily move Jeffrey John or Josh Allen to the bench. Because right now they have a 3-guard lineup at the wing. Kyrie, Josh, and Jeffrey John. Now Kyrie's tall, so it works. But the point is, they go out and grab a Yannick Rose to start at that small forward spot, then they might be able to have a better rotation and scoring in deep bench. Chupacabras, they're probably the best when it comes to small forward with Cassius Falls. I know they love him. Rattlesnakes have Kadeem Wagner, who has been struggling this season. They love him, but I could easily see him moving to a bench spot. The list goes on and on of teams that need a small forward. Like you said, small forward, center, power forward. Those forward positions in general are going to be hot commodities, and you're going to see the reflection in the draft.
That's an interesting draft question, too. Do you think you could see, with both centers and small forwards being positions of need in the league, amazing up from Taylor?
Great pass from Cassius Falls.
Do you think you could see a Ray Cortez taken above maybe a Robinson or one of these other high-tier centers? Or do you think the value is kind of capped by the positional need?
Is there a user player right now as good as Ray Cortez with the position he plays?
I don't think there is.
You've got some players upcoming, like Kiere. With how he grinds, I could see him getting there. But right now, he's not there. It's Ray Cortez. So, with that being said, I easily could make an argument for Ray Cortez being my number 1 overall pick, considering people like to build centers. There will be more centers. Plus, this draft has got a bunch of them. Gus Fring just started up, and his center build looks pretty fantastic already. So, with that being said, I easily could listen to draft room arguments as to why I would take Ray Cortez with my number 1 overall pick. I don't see a lot of small forwards being built. I don't see a lot of small forwards currently in the league. That position is just so empty.
And then on top of all that, you see just the amazing year 1 to year 2 improvement from Cortez. You have to think to yourself, why isn't his draft stock a lot higher than people have been talking about?
because Cortez is so quiet. No matter where Ray Cortez goes, he allows himself to take a back seat. He is such a great teammate. Last season at Gonzaga, he took a back seat to Ricky Cross, that team. Who else was there? Ollie Moon, Ricky Cross.
Ollie. Yeah, it was pretty much the Ollie and Ricky show. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. As Ray Cortez has gotten better, he's been able to show a lot more of those flashes that we saw at the end of last year, because that's what they were, was flashes. But we're seeing it consistently now from Ray Cortez with a better team around him, even though it's not nearly as much as we think it could be.
The problem with Ray Cortez last season, his stats weren't there because he was playing a position he didn't want to play. He stepped out of position without complaining once all season, and he played the power forward spot. And his team needed that, and that's what he did. Well, we've got a tight game going down with 1:30 left. Team Kyrie up by 2 points. Levi Mcneil blowing by people, puts it up mid-range. That's no good. Shane Kerrigan stepping up all season long. He grabs that rebound. Kicks it to the corner. Kyrie looking to ice it here. Step back 3 ball. That's good.
Wow.
Right as I say it's a close game, they take a 5-point lead. Levi looking to do something here on Kyrie. Takes the screen from Jay. Driving. Guarded by Champ Hansen. Off arm, pushes him back, got the layup to fall. They call Levi Mcneil in A-Town, they call him the Rim Wizard. Levi Mcneil just makes stuff happen at the rim, and it doesn't make any sense. Kyrie.
Very smart to go for that higher percentage 2 shot there and not try to match him with another 3.
Jamarius Randall in transition, down by 3 points. Back to Randall, mid-range jumper, no good, falls with a board, and the putback's not there. Dallas Hawkins, big-time block. Team Levi, they need a stop here. Kyrie looking to ice it again. Goes up strong, draws the foul.
Ooh.
Kyrie Allen, so good. Guys, thanks for watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed the All-Star game. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Make sure to follow us on all the socials. We got Instagram, we got Facebook, we even have a TikTok, whatever that is. Thank you to the social media managers for setting all that up. Thank you to everybody who's a part of this league, making it great. Five-point lead, 25 seconds left. This game is all but over. These guys had fun, though. I love watching these guys. I love watching the mix and match. I cannot wait for the second annual Federation game where we get to see this year's NCAA prospects play with the pro prospects. And the crazy part is these NCAA prospects have higher overalls than most of the pro prospects. So it might be a blowout in favor of the NCAA stars. Like, that's going to be interesting to watch with how high overall. Like, Josh Robinson's going to jump into the league and be better instantly than Jay Blinko, who is the top rookie right now, and Jay is an 89 overall. Team Levi going to drag this one out. Interesting to see fouls like that in an all-star game. But these guys are playing to win.
Got pride on the line, and none of them are willing to give it up. Gonna try to draw up their best play and go into it, go down fighting at the very least. And seeing all these people together every time we see something like this, it is so amazing to go down memory lane seeing some of these players play. Especially seeing matchups of former rivals, former teammates, friends in the leagues, enemies. There's storylines to be found pretty much everywhere in the All-Star game.
And that is why I cannot wait until next season. Next season, when these NCAA prospects come in and the rivalries continue to grow. Alright guys, there you have it. Thanks for hanging with us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, drop a comment, get your points. I'll catch you guys in the next video.